Okay, today our topic is investigating scientific notation. You should have just watched your Brain Pop video, which kind of explained what scientific notation is and why we use it. I want to get back to this table and these numbers, but we're going to come down here to what do numbers in scientific notation look like. Okay, first, numbers in scientific notation must have only one number left of the decimal. Second, that number must be between 1 through 9. Okay? So in other words, it can be 1, it can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Cannot be 0. Okay? The last thing that must happen is it must have a power of 10. In other words, you're going to see times 10 with an exponent up here. Okay? It's going to have some kind of exponent up there. All right? I'm just going to do this and cross that out. If the exponent is negative, then you will have a very small number. If the exponent is positive, then you will have a large number. Okay? So let's look at this. Study the following 8 numbers in the table. We are going to figure out which ones are in scientific notation and which ones are not. All right, remember it says must, let's look at A, must have only one number left of the decimal. Well, in 345, where's your decimal point? It's at the end. So it has more than one number to the left of the decimal, so it is not in scientific notation. Okay? Let's go to B. 5.62. Okay, so it has one number left of the decimal. That number is between number 1 and 9, and it has a power of 10 because it's times 10 to the 5th. So that is in scientific notation. C. It's 28.17. Does that number have only one number left of the decimal? No, it has 2. So it is not in scientific notation. D. 8.2 times 10 to the negative 3. Does it have one number to the left of the decimal? Yes. Is that number between 1 and 9? Yes. And it has a power of 10. So it is in scientific notation. E. Well, it has 2 numbers left of the decimal, not just one, and it doesn't have a times 10 on it, does it? So it is not. F. One number left of the decimal, yes. That number is between 1 and 9 because it is a 3. It does have a times 10 to a power, so therefore that is in scientific notation. G. You have one number left of the decimal, but it is 0. And you don't have a power of 10. Therefore, that number is not. And H, I want you to decide whether it is. I'm going to give you a minute to look at it. Write H in the box you think it should be in. And I hope you chose not in scientific notation. It has one number left of the decimal, but it is 0. Okay, it does have a power of 10, but that 0 right there is what makes it not in scientific notation. Let's flip the page. Okay. When our calculator will already, when you have a standard form number and you want it to be in scientific form, on your calculator, all you need to do is make sure you hit number 1, turn it on. Sorry, my calculator's not clear. All right, you are going to hit this mode key that is right here next to the second key. You're going to press mode. Do you see how it's flashing on normal? We're going to use our arrow and highlight Sci. Then in order to get it to stay on scientific, we're going to hit enter and twice. Okay? It stays on scientific. We're going to hit the second key. And do you see how it says quit here? To get off this screen, we're going to hit second and quit. Okay? Which is the mode key. So now when I put in 7635 and I hit enter, it turns it into scientific notation. The thing that's tricky here is this E represents times 10. So when you see E, I'm going to write it down here, you need to write times 10, okay? Then that 3 that's after it is your exponent. So I'm going to rewrite this number as 7.635. The E I'm going to write times 10, and then the 3 I'm going to put as an exponent on 10. Okay? Let's go to the next one. We're still trying to change it from standard to scientific. So 538.09. I just put it in. My calculator will stay on scientific until I change it back. All right? So I'm just going to hit enter, and there's my number. One number left of the decimal is your 5. 3809. Remember, what does the E represent? Yes, times 10 to the power of 2. Okay? Let's go to the next one. 0.0059. Okay? And we're going to want the scientific form, so we're going to hit enter. Ooh, this time it has a negative exponent. So 5.9. What does the E represent? That's correct. You have to write times 10. Do not write E. And it is to the negative 3 power. Okay? Do you notice something different? When I had a positive exponent, my standard form number is a large number. When I have a negative exponent, it's a small number. Okay? And that is what that's saying to you, is that I have taken this 5.9 and I've moved it left. If it's a positive, I've taken the decimal point and moved it right. So we've just figured out that a negative exponent means you are moving decimal to the left, however many times the exponent says. Okay? So here, it starts here, we moved it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and we moved it to 7.6. Okay? All right. Then, if we have a positive exponent, you are moving the decimal to the right, however many times what the number of times the exponent says, okay? So let's do the last one in this form. We have 0.0000217, and we hit enter. I would like you to write down what you got on your calculator. And then you can check it with what I have written. Please write it down and then check it, because you want to be able to do this on your own, because that's going to be the next step, okay? So now the next is to move it from scientific form to standard form. So we have to get our calculator back on the normal mode. So do you remember what button we pushed to change the mode from normal to scientific? Well, it's the mode button, okay? And so right now, scientific is highlighted. It's flashing on normal. We're going to go ahead and move it over. We're going to hit enter so that it flashes on normal. We want to hit that enter twice so that it stays there. If you hit clear, it's not going to keep it. You have to hit second and quit, okay? So now I need to put this in. So far, I've only taught you about the x squared button, but that's only if you are doing it to the power of 2. So now we're going to use a power of 4, so there's a different button to use. Let's put our number in, 8.3, and we're going to put it just like it says, times 10. Now please pay attention right here. I call this a little Chinese hat, or to the power of. It's power up button, okay? Reason I call it a Chinese hat is because it kind of looks like a hat that people wear in the rice fields, all right? So here it is. So we're going to hit the power up button, and do you notice how you have a box up here now, all right? So we're going to fill that in with a 4, all right? But you're still up here in what I call exponent land. You've got to get out of exponent land. So we're going to hit the arrow to the right key, which brings us back down, and then all we have to do is hit enter, and we get our number. I'm always really careful to count my zeros, because that's the one thing that students make mistakes on. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to set this so you can see it, and we're going to write 83000, 3 zeros, okay? So let's try the next one. 7.89143 times. What button are we going to use? The power up key right here. Okay. Oh, nope. See, I didn't put my 10. Oh, my bad. So see, this is the kind of things you need to go learn how to get out of. If I press this D-E-L, I could press clear, but it would move everything. It would take everything I just put in away. So if I just press D-E-L, do you see how it deletes the last thing that I did? Okay. So then I can put my 10 in. Now I need the power up key, and I'm going to put in 3. I need to get out of exponent land, so I'm going to arrow out, and then I'm going to press enter. And there's my number. 7891.43. So scientific, only one digit left of the decimal, and that digit has to be between 1 and 9. Standard, it's not the same case, okay? Ooh, now we have a negative exponent, which tells me that my decimal is going to be moving to the left. But let's see what it looks like. 4.35 times 10. Remember, you're going to hit your power up key. Now, this calculator cares whether it's a subtract sign or a negative sign. So we need to make sure that we use this button right here, which is a negative sign. Negative. And do you see how I stay up there, so I don't need to do anything? I'm going to put a 3. Now I need to get out of exponent land. I'm going to do an arrow over, and I'm going to hit enter. There's my number, 2 zeros after the decimal, 00435. Okay? I'd like you to do the last one. I'd like you to write it down. So please pause your computers And then once you've written it down, start again, and I will give you the answer. See if you... It gave you the same thing back, didn't it? It didn't give you a number in standard form. That is because this calculator will only go to the power of -4 to give you a standard number. Now, I've never seen a test that had anything larger than that, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to change this, and we're all going to put in -2. But the reason I leave this on here is to show you one that's going to happen. So I'm going to put 2.6 times 10 to the power of -2, get out of exponent land, and hit enter. So 0.026. Now, if I wanted to do that to the power of -5, for some of you, I'll show you what you would do. You'd write your 2.6. You would move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to the left, and then you would be filling in 4 zeros. You notice that my exponent says 5, and I'm going to end up with 4 zeros. Interesting, huh? Okay, so it would be 0.00026 would be your number. All right? Okay, let's do some word practice problems. It says the record for the greatest distance walked in 24 hours is held by Jesse Castaneda of the USA. In September 1976, he walked 1.4225 times 10 to the second miles in 24 hours. How would this distance be represented in standard form? Now, see, a lot of you, there's a lot of words. You can get confused in all the words, so this is what you need to look at, okay? All you need to do is find either the number in standard form or the number in scientific form. And if you notice here is the number in scientific form. So I can just put in I need it to be in standard form, and that's what we were doing here. So I know that I can do this right now. 1.4225 times 10. The power up key, 2, get out of up there and hit enter. So 142.25, which is C is your answer. Okay? Now, see all these words? I can get mixed up in that. Do I see anything? See, look at all my answer choices are in scientific mode. That's scientific, well, this one actually isn't, so I could just wipe that one out right now, okay? Has 2 digits to the left of the decimal, all right? But you notice it's 14, it has something to do with a 1, 4, and a 6, 5. So here's my number. My answer choices are in scientific, therefore my calculator must be in scientific. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to hit mode, and right now highlighted is normal, so I have to go over, highlight scientific, hit enter, enter, so it stays, and I'm going to hit second and quit, and then I'm going to put in 146.5, and all I need to do is hit enter, and it tells me it's 1.465 times 10 to the power of 2, which is also C. Okay? That's all there is. Please get up, go get your paper, your practice paper. It's next to our desk, and have a great day.